Hi everyone, welcome to my next video. This one is a do-it-yourself video, and this time I'm gonna show you how I do my bolt caps with the Kryolan Red Head. And if you're interested in how I do that, stay tuned till the intro is over. So first of all, I'm going to show you which supplies I needed to do a bolt cap. And of course you take a Red Head by Kryolan, which is basically plastic. And right onto the head or across the head it goes an obvious exposed line and also exposed numbers, which you have to sandpaper down with an A file or actually sandpaper to just get it thin and smooth and to not brand mark your latex bolt cap with this line. So do that at first, and then you take a measurement and just measure your head from the neck to the forehead, and make sure you measure your actual head, not the red head. And yeah, I just wanted to show you this, and make sure you get a little bit more downwards to cover all your forehead and later the ears as well with that. And then you take a plain permanent marker. You don't have to do that, it's just an option, but you can mark yourself a guideline to just stay where you like to stay, and it's quite easier to just place the latex right. And also make sure you stay quite narrow in the face area. I'm gonna show you that right now what I mean. So yeah, there's your guideline, and make sure you stay a little bit more narrow to just cover your forehead and your ears. And now I'm gonna take a sponge from a drugstore, or from a dollar store rather. You can get them in 20 packs, 20 piece packs, to save a little bit of money. You don't have to take those cosmetic sponges, just take those and cut them into 3 pieces. I think you don't need more than 3. And the glass bowl, you can also take a plastic bowl for one-time use. I prefer those glass bowls, depends on you. And some liquid latex which dries clear, and of course a little bit of talcum powder to powder everything up at the end. You don't need to take translucent powder, take talcum powder, it's way cheaper and saves product. So that's basically it. And of course you need a powder brush. This one is a cheap one I bought a long time ago, so never mind. And you need something with a greasy base to put on the red head. This is petroleum jelly. And at the end you take, this one, a blow dryer to dry your latex a little bit faster. So before you start doing anything with the latex, make sure you are wearing old clothes which are not your most favorite, because latex will do a complete mess with those and you will never get it off. And you take now a small amount of petroleum jelly and just put it all over your red head, and make sure you just stay into the area you marked before with the permanent marker, and just wipe that in gently and all over the head, as I said. And that's basically what you do, because you want to peel off the latex bolt cap later quite easy, and that's why you take something with a greasy base, which can be petroleum jelly, or you can take baby oil, whatever. And now we're gonna start with the latex. So you just dip your sponge into the latex, and of course take your red head which is now covered into petroleum jelly, and then you go right onto the edges with your sponge and do wiping motions from the edge onto the head. the remaining area, and always do wipes. I would always do a wiping motion, not a dabbing motion, because a dabbing motion is just too sloppy. So the latex tends to get bubbly anyway, and if you do it in a dabbing motion, you kind of build up more bubbles, and it turns porous, and as far as it dries, it's just like a mess, and you don't have a closed and thin base for it, and you have to dab on again and again and again, and it turns very thick. So make sure you stay very thin, especially at your edges, because the thinner the edges, the easier to cover, or to blend them rather. And yeah, go all over your head in wiping motions. If you have any excess latex, just wipe it in more gently, and make sure you do a very thin layer, basically. And you can wipe off everything which is too much. But don't wait too long, because latex dries. It takes a little time to dry, but the thin layers dry very fast, so don't wait for too long. And that's basically what you do. And even when you are working with a latex and a sponge, always keep the sponge wet, because a dry sponge will stick onto your latex base, and you don't want to rip off that base, or you don't want to destroy your latex base. And yeah, as you know, latex sticks to latex, and always keep your sponge as wet as you can, and just place it into the latex. And now you take a blow dryer, a random blow dryer, and just blow dry your head, which makes the drying way easier and way faster than the normal time, because latex takes at least 5 minutes to dry, and you don't want to wait forever, because you have to just do around 5 or 6 layers to get it strong. So you don't want to wait forever, and you're gonna just blow dry it. And you can possibly do some mistakes or redo some mistakes, but be careful with it. So I take my red head again, and of course the latex, and apply a second layer of latex right at the edges, or on the edges. And of course you can do a third layer, but please don't do more. Just stay with your 3 layers right at the edges, because you want to have your bolt cap as thin as possible. It's easier to blend, and remember, you just build up and up and up if you apply more latex, so just don't do it. You want to have very thin edges, and that's the way you should go with it. And always apply in a round shape, not in a angled shape, because round shapes are always easier to hide at the end. And blow dry again, of course. So once you've done your 3 layers of latex, you can go on with your sponge and the latex again, and you just go a little bit more upwards, and you stay away from your actual edge of the bolt cap to keep your edges as thin as I said before. And yeah, I think a few centimeters will do the job. And yeah, go on wiping on your latex as you did before, and I think you can just build up 5 to 6 layers to have it strong right onto the head, to not rip it apart. So yeah, that's basically what you do. And yeah, apply the latex again, and or wipe it on again, and then you go all over with a blow dryer. And yeah, it's always layer of latex, blow dry, layer of latex, blow dry, and so on. That's basically what you do. And always be careful with it. Don't press the sponge too much onto the bolt cap. You don't want to destroy your latex base. Yeah, and then you just blow dry it again and again and again. That's it. So the third and final step is powdering up the latex, which is very important because latex love to stick to latex and you don't want to have that. And you take some talcum powder, as I said before. Just save up a little bit of money and don't take translucent powder by Benner or Kryolan. Just take this cheap baby powder and a powder brush. This one is a sloppy one, which is very old, and go all over your red head and the latex, of course, and just powder it up very good. Go all over many times if you need. And then you go right onto the edges and take a corner a corner of this bolt cap, and you just lift it up and kind of peel it off at the same time, and be very careful with it. Especially the edges are very sensitive. You don't want to rip your bolt cap completely, so be very careful with it and be very gentle and tender. And yeah, I always do all the edges at first, lift them up and also powder it up, as you can see, because yeah, you know, latex sticks to latex and you don't want to stick your bolt cap together, and that's basically what you do here. And then yeah, you go on and on and on, just peel it off and powder up, and peel it off and powder up again. It's the same motion. Yeah, just do it very gently and patiently, and don't rip too fast. It can just destroy the bolt cap. And don't worry about those curls. It tends to curl a little bit at the edges, but you can just cut it off later when you apply the bolt cap. Actually, it's not the worst here, so it's okay. And that's basically how you do a bolt cap. You could also use a balloon. I tried to use a balloon, but I'm not a fan of that, because you cannot really get the exact size of your head, and once the balloon pops, your bolt cap is destroyed and all the work is for nothing. So I would always go with this Red Head by Kryolan. It's 30 bucks. It's a little bit of money, but you have it forever, so you just need to spend this money one time and that's it, and you have way better results. So yeah, that's all about me and the bolt cap and the Kryolan Red Head. So that's the final bolt cap for you. I'm gonna just pull that over the Red Head again to just get you an idea how it looks. And that's basically what you have to do with your bolt cap. Just take care of it and be gently with it, and of course be careful with working with the latex. And don't worry about the edges, which kind of curl up a little bit on the forehead. You can just cut it off with some nail scissors and then you apply it, and that's it. That's my bolt cap for you. I hope you like what you see, and of course you like what I do, and if you like, you can get me some feedback in the comment section below, and also visit my Facebook. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye bye.